Well, with just over 3 weeks before the U.S. Senate Democratic primary, 5 of the candidates running to potentially face Senator Ron Johnson took the stage for their very first debate.
Our Elaine Rojas-Castillo live this morning with a breakdown of last night's big discussion. Elaine, good morning.
Good morning, Tom and Simone. A big discussion it was, from inflation to abortion, Title IX, crime, agriculture, and climate change, as well as foreign policy. Those 5 candidates who took the stage last night included Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes, Milwaukee Bucks executive Alex Lasry, State Treasurer Sarah Godlewski, Outagamie County Executive Tom Nelson, and Stephen Olakara, who's the founder and former CEO of Millennial Action Project. They all took the stage right here at Marquette's Varsity Theater to try to reach out and get your votes in advance of the primary coming up on August 9th. At the top of mind for many voters were the first 2 topics that candidates looked at, which were inflation and abortion. In terms of inflation, all 5 candidates addressed the need to slow down rising gas prices and get more money into voters' wallets.
We have to hold the oil, gas companies, and also pharmaceutical companies accountable for using inflation as a smokescreen to continue to jack up prices.
Under one roof, we need to have tax policy, trade policy, get rid of NAFTA, get rid of CAFTA, things that have hollowed out manufacturing.
When it comes to abortion, all of the candidates discussed the need to eliminate the filibuster that currently exists to try to pass legislation that would protect abortion rights.
We need to make sure that we're doing anything we can to ensure that women are allowed to make their own health care decisions, the same way that men can make their own health care decisions.
The political industrial complex is much more interested in your dollar than it's interested in your human rights.
When confronted about why she didn't vote back in 2016 by opponent Tom Nelson, State Treasurer Sarah Godlewski responded to one of the only call-outs of the night.
My first only woman on this stage. I don't need to be lectured by any men about how important the 2016 election was. I wasn't the only one talking about reproductive rights because for me, this is not an afterthought.
In terms of where the candidates stand, the latest Marquette Law School poll shows Barnes leading with 25% support. Lasry is close behind with 21%. Meanwhile, Godlewski, Nelson, and Olakara are all polling below 10%. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll break down some of the other topics that the candidates faced last night, including gun violence, both here in Wisconsin as well as across the country. Reporting live in Milwaukee, Elaine Rojas-Castillo, TMJ4 News.
A detailed recap. Thanks, Elaine. And something to keep in mind here, we did reach out to Senator Johnson's campaign for an interview to respond to last night's debate, but the senator was not available.
Yeah, the candidates who hit the spin room after the debate believe the race is still wide open. They all agreed that with more than 2 weeks until the vote, the debate may help many of the state's undecided voters pick a candidate. Tax on stage mostly focused on Senator Johnson.
But Outagamie County Executive Tom Nelson took a dig at State Treasurer Sarah Godlewski on abortion. The debater at the back of the polls, Stephen Olakara, says the undecided voters saw his strong moments last night. Alex Lasry didn't show in the spin room, and his team declined to comment. Mandela Barnes also no-showed, but his team spoke on his behalf.
Well, he really did keep the focus where it belongs, which is on, Senator Johnson, and also made a big effort to make sure that Wisconsin voters know who he is and what he stands for, what his policies are. But, really, this is about beating Ron Johnson.
I'll just put a finer point on it. You attacked the only woman on stage on abortion. Can you tell me your angle there?
Well, look, this is one of the top issues, and I think for someone to go and ask for votes, and someone who did not vote, I think in one of the most important and consequential elections, the election that gave us Donald Trump.
Look, Mr. Nelson is trying to distract us from what the real issues are in this race, and that comes to Roe v. Wade. Because we know right now half our population has fewer rights than they had just a few weeks ago. And we need a candidate who actually has a proven record of not treating this like an afterthought.
Well, the election is August 9th, and more than 30% of voters are undecided. That's according to Marquette University's latest poll.
And a reminder that